right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you're watching us from, this is Muse Africa, and I'm here with KooKusi. He's a rapper, a photographer, and a pharmacist. The guy knows if you pick one card, then depend on this time around. It looks like so. See, man with so many talents. If you are alive and you are blessed with so many talents, that's just the effects of it, bro. What's good, bro?
Yo, Charlie, I did on steady grind. I did lab safe with. I tap out come do the interviews.
Wow. So you're actually at work or you're at home? Like, which is it?
I did school. So right now I be student all over again. Like I did do post grad, so um it be school, but it's also work at the same time because you do projects and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, but I did the curriculum more.
How do you call it? Aren't you which one was your how do you call it? Your most passionate thing to do? Be a rapper or be how do you call it? A pharmacist?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know. So I said it before. I never had a dream or like a goal, like the way you ask children, what do you want to be? And they can
Yeah,
say, I
yeah,
want to be a doctor, I want to be a
yeah,
footballer.
yeah.
I never had any of those like ever. And so I prepared myself for everything,
Oh, okay,
for whatever comes. So I knew that if I decide to do something academic, I'll need good grades. So I'll go more. I have to study.
okay.
And then I didn't want to like uh put myself in a box where the only thing I know is the things that are in the book. So I explored other things. Most of them were circumstantial, like you're experimenting as a child. Let me see if I can rap. Like, let me see if I can do it like Sarkodie does it. So you start writing something and then you get better. Photography, I just saw some people taking pictures and I didn't have anything to do. So I just went to join them and they showed me, oh, this is shutter speed, this is aperture, stuff like that. Yeah. And then I picked that stuff and then I developed it
Wow.
myself.
So
Mhm.
at what age did the music thing, the rap thing come in for you? Was it at a very tender age? Because most rappers would be like, Charlie, at their classes, I write some rhymes about Doris for your next classes. I wish like, what did yours
Yeah,
be
so
like?
for me, I think GHS 3. Then
Wow.
there was this guy that sat by me in class, Dennis. He used to like play beats with my sets and stuff. And at the time, we were all jamming to Sarkodie and all. And then, like one day, I went home and decided like I'm going to like string words together. Yeah, this then I didn't want to sound I the kind that this thing that
Yeah, that
the
particular
bars
rhyme.
are right. I the kind of first two lines. I wrote that and then I did it and I was like, oh, like this is actually cool. And funny, it was a story. At the time, I didn't know anything about rap, but what I wrote was like kind of a story. And he thought it was a good thing. I should keep doing it. So I did it for a while, went to secondary school, and then kept on doing it. But the time I went to secondary school, people like punchlines and everything foreign, everything guns and cars and girls and that kind of music. So
Yeah,
that's what I did for like 3 years. And then yeah, I would say maybe JHS3. So that's age 14, 15-ish.
that's perfect. But you said that was GHS3 where you began to take interest in doing rap. That's mostly for people. It starts at a very tender age. Do you have don't you have any music affiliations in your family, like anybody that did music? Nothing like that.
Nobody. No, but closest to that is my sister. My sister used to sing in the choir.
Oh,
But apart from here, like music wasn't in the picture anywhere. It's just
okay. So did your friends tell you that, yo, Charlie, this thing you do, you like, I mean, you can take it up, you could pick it up and actually make a career out of it, or you were like, it's boys, Charlie, we just spin a couple of rounds and just go sit house and eat some gobe and sleep.
yeah, I mean, it was play, honestly. Like I won't even do it for someone else to hear. So it was just me and the guy that was sitting by me in class.
Okay.
And then I would say I used it to while away time because I didn't have much to do. Like I go play basketball, I come back home, study for school, go to school, like that routine. And I figured, oh, this is some creative stuff that I can do. I hadn't written a song before. Look, I don't even know primary rhymes, like the rhymes we on God, I promise. Then rhymes with kiddies, the Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. I grow before I hear the words he said. I didn't ever like.
You had no idea what was going on.
No, Charlie, like I know some of the words, the sentences in it because my friends say it, but me myself, there was nothing in there. It was just me experimenting and then Dennis saying, oh, hey, this thing is actually cool. You can continue to do it. But even at the time, we never spoke about me being a mainstream artist. That was never in the
Right, a
conversation.
conversation. Oh, okay. That's
Even in high school, when we were doing like rap, we were doing it just for shaggy reasons, just for high school reasons, like bragging rights, And I went to a Kumasi school, the way cliques
yes,
work, right?
yes, yes,
So
of
yeah,
course.
it'd be click violence. That'd be why we did rap. But there was no vision like, here's where I'm going. Because like I told you, boy had no dreams. Like I just did school and in
I go to
basketball.
school, graduate, come sit
We did
office, work, the cycle.
Yeah, yeah, Nina Musa, like I just they walk through life, like no plan, no nothing.
All right. So is KooKusi your art name or is your real name?
KooKusi is my name, so my name is Kofi Kusi.
Your your your
But
your birth certificate name be KooKusi, just two names.
oh no, so my full name be Nana Kofi Kusi Boydum.
Oh, okay.
But in basic school, everybody used to call me Kofi Kusi. But initially, when I started doing rap, so it's a weird thing, right? My big brother is called Sly, right? And he was very popular, very, very popular because
Okay.
of basketball.
Okay.
When I went to high school, no one ever asked for my name. They just started calling me Sly because Sly knew Akituanaba. And I didn't like it.
Okay.
So I added Kid to the name because they won't stop calling me Sly. So I made it Sly Kid. And it was Sly Kid for the longest time. It's only changed to KooKusi recently. So my dad's name is Kofi Kusi as well. And his friends call him KooKusi. So you see, KooKusi is a very ancient name.
Ancient name, yeah, yeah.
That was his childhood, like his nickname from since. And I'm like, okay, I think it's about time that I redefine myself now that I'm older and I want to take this thing more seriously. And even the things I talk about in music have changed. Let
Yeah.
me rebrand. And then I adopted that name. So it's my dad's name, but it's my name at the same time.
Wow. Okay, now doubling up as a pharmacist in research and doing music. How was it like, bro? It's not easy to do these two professions because people pick up rap as a career and just focus on it and do it full time. I mean, it's a full-time job. Like now, we've seen how income comes in from streaming platforms and everything that you do going on tour and stuff like that. So let me ask you, pharmacist in research and a rapper, how does it work? What's going on?
I should have been warned.
They don't tell you.
Nobody
Nobody tell you.
told me.
This is easy, did it?
Yo, it's crazy for me.
Yeah.
And I'm being very candid here. Everything that I do, I don't, like I told you, all this is rooted in me never having a particular career goal for myself. Okay. And I have had a life goal. I know that my life goal is to make a difference anywhere I find myself. So whether I be doctor or I be shoe shine boy, I
Okay.
have to make a difference. How I go make the difference be what I don't really know. But I know that I have picked a lot of skills like coming up. I have picked photography, I have picked some media, I have picked some PR, I have picked some school stuff, pharmacy, research, music. How can I organize all of these things so that I leave nothing, so that I won't look at this one day and say, oh, hey, I used to do this. How can I leverage this to help me make a difference someday?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to connect all of those things together right now. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get my PhD here. So that's what I'm doing here right now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm doing neuroscience. That is more of like brain disorders, and it
Exactly.
goes into it goes into psychology too, like how people think, how people act, depression, drug addiction, all those things. But at the CMC, what I do in the lab, it will help. But my friend at home who is depressed cannot care what is happening with my rats.
Exactly.
So can I find a way to sell that same information like to my friend? And
Okay.
the best way to do it, it's either media or it's music, for me, if you ask me.
Yes.
So I'm still finding a media way to sell this information, but I've already started with the music end of things. And that's how I'm trying to organize these things together. But like you're saying, it's very crazy because if you have a show, can you go?
Exactly. I was actually coming to that question.
There are some things that, so I spoke to Papa Versa, right?
Okay.
And we've been talking, he's been very helpful, and he's helping me to measure measure my expectations and limit myself to them, and not like over expect or feel like I'm a failure because I can't do what Kwesi Arthur is doing.
Yeah.
Like I have to be in the lab 12 hours every day. I for feed my rats, I for do experiments, like all those things.
Yeah.
And you are going to school for free, like you're on a scholarship. So you know if you left Brony and you want to go and do like your own like music stuff, even though it's impactful, right?
Yeah.
So let me do what I can do. What can I do? I can write. I can make a few skits. I can record their music, and then I can talk about it with people,
Exactly.
and it will make a difference
Exactly.
in somebody's life.
Yeah.
I may not get 5,000 people, but maybe I'll get 100. The 100 people, maybe it will impact 50. I feel like I've achieved something by like reaching out to that 50.
Exactly.
As time goes on, people will buy into this and then see what is convenient or what platforms are available for people like me. And
Exactly.
I'll be happy to tap into the benefits when it comes to that. So yeah, that's how I'm managing it. I'm making a lot of mistakes now and I'm learning from them.
I mean, that's what happens when you're growing. I feel like that's how growth is. I mean, it takes time. Everything doesn't just happen in one fell of swoop, like bah, then you just
Yeah.
every time, and it will work out. And it is working out actually. Everything is just working out with time, and progress keeps coming up and every day. But is the family aware of what KooKusi is doing?
Very,
And how
very,
is it so called
very.
like, because some of we where we from, if you now pick microphone, be small deliverance, they will take you for some church inside, bro. It's crazy. So how is the family taking the whole, doing pharmacy, doing music, and has the family actually heard any of your songs?
Yeah, my family be my biggest fans.
Oh, very
Like my bobby they feel me that.
hey, number one
You know
fan.
they fits me.
You just stream for
So
Spotify classes yet.
when I started like high school, that's the earliest memory I have of family being involved in anything I do. When I went to high school, like I told you, my brother and I went to the same schools, but we went in at different times. So when he visits me, everyone wants to like talk to him, that kind of thing. And everybody wants to tell him what you are doing because Omuni Bibi so it's like, hey, say your brother rap, wow. And he won't react. So Lester never like he we have a relationship, but it do like senior man 17, like be
Yeah,
everything we he will
yeah,
tell you, say
yeah.
yo. So he never said anything about it, but he knew. So every time, and when I go to the studio, I don't tell anybody. According to my sister, she knew that I was doing this, but she thought that's not me. My dad too said the same thing. So they thought that I was just doing like these things for fun. The first time my sister and I spoke about music was when I was in university third year. I did some song, Hallelujah, and she heard it and she loved it and she was like, why is it that everybody knows these things, but they don't know it? She was a little pained about it. That is when I knew that they were actually interested in this. For photography, she pushed me herself, like to do it. She pushed me to some photographers and said, why not a wedding? How will me be like one chain baby? She bought me my first camera too.
Oh
So in
wow.
that regard, I know. The first time I heard my dad talk about the things I do was 2018, fifth year. At the time, I was going to leave to do some internship, some research internship in Michigan. And we had gone to visit family in our hometown, and he was telling them what was going on with each of us. And when he got to me, the way he spoke about me, I had to step out to go and cry
Why?
because I didn't know that, like, I was so emotional. Like, I've never heard my dad talk about me like that. Like, and my like to compare me to my siblings, my siblings they be special, like they really get hit, like high achievers and all of that. And I feel like men are in the family. But he was so excited that he has this one that can do well in school, has a bright future in research, and is making all these waves even before he graduates, is doing music, is starting his own photography company and all of that. And that is when I knew that I had home backing, like I had home support.
Home
And
support.
from that moment on, I didn't have to be shy about like anything. When I put 5 for 3 out, my brother was like telling everybody on Twitter, and my sister was sharing with her friends, and they want to be involved. And it's been love. Like
That's
it's
good.
been love.
That's very great. I mean, because sometimes, most of the time, you see a family sees their child as one that's very smart, and then they be like, yeah, new media, any, best say, "Wa bravo, ko ni wedi." All these things coming from a background that we come from in Africa, especially doing rap has a very negative background.
Negative connotation, yeah.
So, I mean, kudos to your family, kudos to your dad, your brother, your sister. I mean, Charlie, them really give you support, and I'm actually very happy because the last time I pick up rhyme book be like last day. The way they slap me, I never see the rhyme book again. So we just put them aside. We pick up this thing and then we put them as something that we can actually just beautiful. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but you're not over here. You are all the way in the United States of America. Seeing how your music system and industry work, comparing it to ours when you were here, what is the difference like?
I honestly don't know how it works here. I'm learning how it works in Ghana. That's why I told you I'm making a lot of mistakes and I'm learning as I go.
Okay.
So I recorded 5 for 3 before I left Ghana, right?
Okay. And which year did you leave Ghana?
Oh, last year. Like
okay.
It's been like 12 months here, like July last year.
Okay. All right.
I recorded every song before I left. Had marketing plans for the Ghanaian market. I knew I would leave anyway, but I can't make plans for a place I've not been yet, right?
Yeah.
So I am still, my Twitter is actually still Ghana, like Twitter, like, so if they don't tell you or you don't see video, you won't know that I'm not around. So I'm basically running the Ghanaian system, playing the Ghanaian game. And I know zero. I don't even know one person that's like personally an artist that is here. Maybe Papa, because Papa is also in Portland. But apart from that, nothing. I don't
I think
know.
T-Flow also is in the States. I think I know so.
Oh,
Yeah, T-Flow is also in the United States. I don't know which state, but
he's
I
in.
really remember he's there because when he released Flow Education 2, I saw videos of him, I mean, Snow thought Africa, this is Snow thought you understand? I mean, Ghana's no better than easily gone because I don't know which one. Anyways, but but like you said, you missed some mistakes and you've learned. But one of the things you spoke about, and I've actually seen it, is social media. I mean, you've used it to build a very steady and great fan base. Who gave you that idea that Twitter fan base is actually going to help support a career? Most exactly Twitter, because I don't know much about your Facebook and Instagram, but I've seen your Twitter and it blows over. And you did something episode 1, that's your pinned tweet. I saw it on my timeline way back. And I'm like, this guy there, but it's one of those things you just scroll about. And I'm sorry for that, but that's the reality.
No, you're good.
So how did you use social media as a way to promote all the things you're doing, since you're not moving around and media houses like doing radio interviews, like all those things actually take time and money and stuff like that, but you've used social media as you to. How did you do, and who gave you that advice?
So no one. What happened was, so I can bring Texan up here. If you watch those pinned tweets and things, you'd realize that it is me having a conversation with a guy called Thomas, right?
Yeah.
And Thomas lives here. This interview, there are 3 people here. There's you, there's me, and there's Thomas. Right. Thomas is the voice that is telling me, like, you can't do it. Give up, stop, all of that. I've been doing music for a long time, but I never share because I'm not confident about it. I don't know how many people are going to like it. And when I figured I was going to leave, I used to help in the labs in tech. When I figured I was going to leave, I wanted to spend more time with family. So I went back to Accra. And most of the time I'm bored because I'm not working. So I'll write a freestyle, something, do a video and share with my friends. So I shared with one of my friends. He's called Texan. And he went to put it on Twitter.
Oh.
And he captioned it like the caption he wrote was, people don't talk about me enough because I don't put myself out there, so he's going to do it. There was something about toxic masculinity. And it wasn't even, then be fire, it's like, they say be fire like that. But people were like in one day, like 24 hours, already had like 300 retweets. I'm like, oh, okay. So people like this stuff, right? The next freestyle I wrote after that was Secondhand Dreams. That's the one where I was telling a story about people who have been forced to do some courses because on my being like they're intelligent, so they should be able to do science, and then parents don't allow them, like what you were saying earlier, parents don't allow them to do art and music and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can relate to that story. So I did it. I just put it on Twitter, and it just went. It just went. Now you know that all these Pause Ghana and things, they put things out, things that trend, like things that people will like. So
Yes.
when they saw that people liked it, they picked it, they put it there, and then the numbers just quadrupled. Like it just went, and everybody's asking questions like, who is this guy? Who be this person and
Mhm.
like that. That is when I saw like how this thing works. So when I left and then I came here and I knew my project was still coming, I figured I can do more freestyles to engage people even before the project comes. So by the time the project comes, they are familiar with this guy and they want to hear what he can do on songs. So
Exactly.
I did the basketball one. I'm sure, have you seen that one?
I don't think so. I'll actually
Oh,
check.
I will send for you. So I used basketball players' memes, and then I sent like a prayer to God with those memes, and people loved it. Then I did one on stereotypes. People loved it. Then the last one I did was greatest fear, and
Yeah.
that was like legit how I felt because I was just like 2 weeks or 1 week away from releasing, and I was afraid because now I had raised the bar. Like I had gotten to a point where people are like, "Yo, like this guy is too good to not be known." And I felt like, oh, the project I recorded this before all these freestyles. So if it comes in this Bankua, how
Yeah,
far?
you go take chop shit off because the way we lash you unless you fly come
So
back.
I did greatest fear to kind of like let people know that I'm afraid of not being able to meet their expectations. And then the project came. And like those numbers have made me see that social media people remember if you're consistent, they'll look
Exactly.
at you, they'll come back and look
Exactly.
for more. And
More of good stuff. That's one of the
yeah.
things people don't know about social media management because I've been into social media management for the past 8 years, and one of the first things I learned at hand is you need to be consistent. People need to see what you're doing each and every day. Because if you're posting today and your next post be July, like within your life, the calendar says we will take from your hand because you don't know what to take to. You understand?
But
But
that's where it becomes difficult for someone in my place because primarily in a day, I have very little time for like myself.
yourself.
So I haven't been consistent with initially when we put 543 out, we didn't know how people would take it. The responses were rapid and like and the project is short, it's just 22 minutes. So people are able to listen and listen and listen 4 times straight, and they come back on Twitter to come and talk about it. So when I tweet something, those people are there to like retweet, push it.
Exactly.
And you know that that fire will last for like 1 month unless you do something to rekindle it.
Exactly.
I have been very slow with creating micro content and things because some of the ideas I get, I didn't have people make them help me, like the skits ideas. I didn't have people, but these are bro, for no, you don't really know who is your guy and who is not. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I hanged out with people and I had it in my head that yeah, bears are skits. But if I read the body language for them, they free me more. So
Mm-hmm.
like my numbers are slowing down because I've not been able to create the micro content I'm supposed to create, and I can't blame anybody but myself for it. So these are some of the challenges that I have to go through every day.
Now you let's talk about what you just mentioned, 5'3". Now for people that don't know, he has an EP called 5'3". It's out there. Check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, everywhere you can find yourself listening to music. Now, are you 5'3"?
Right now, I know be 5'3", but I will not tell anybody what's my height.
Your height. I get ruler for you if you know them. I make you just to know that I go.
I don't go check. I don't go tell anybody. Keep
But
on low.
what will inspire someone to name an EP very short, like you said, 24 minutes, easy EP like that, and call it 5'3"? And what is the inspiration, motivation, the idea, the thoughts behind making a project called 5'3"?
So in 2017, I was in a group called Sasa in Tech. They do all the rap and spoken word and acoustic sessions. They do live stuff. And every year we have a show. Um, that is when I stopped rapping when I went to uni. I started again when I joined Sasa. They showed me how you can do music for a good cause. Then I feel like the rap that they do for SS, all this guns and girls and things like that. Charlie pharmacy students, I mean, if I go class, we lecture, hear my song, we ask questions for class, like, yo, yeah, from a rapper, gun violence guy. Then I don't know the
Famaraba,
answer.
that's a good name, you know, Famaraba.
Oh, then they take call me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hey, it was so, Drew was so uncomfortable because it's
Hey,
like, it's like there's a code of ethics, or at least that's what Thomas tells me, that there's a code, like, also song who you're professional, like all of that. You don't want to be doing some type of music. Also, as I become uni, I don't set my grade. I don't know my smoothness level yet. I don't know how well I'll perform. So I had to kind of pipe down. And then when I'm confident in my grades, I can do those things. I felt like that's one of the reasons why my family never had a problem with me doing music, because they know that you do the needful, you perform academically. Any other thing you want to do, you're good to go.
yeah.
But I have to check first. And so at the point, I felt like EMFA, and then I stopped. But when I joined SASA, I realized that, Charlie, it'd be a bunch of cool kids. Way then if we talk about politics, talk about sex, and make them seem like very important, like very impactful. That is when I learned those things. So for me, my greatest plague has been inferiority complex,
Yeah.
not feeling an imposter syndrome. I feel like everywhere I've been able to reach in my life, I've been lucky. So I felt like, okay, if there's anything I want to write about, I want to write about inferiority complex. And so Sasa has discussions. We discuss inferiority complex. And in discussing it, I realized that my source was my height. Like the fact that I'd been teased like my whole life. So in 2017, that was my height, 5'3". And then I wrote a song. It was a cover, actually, called 5'3", and we did it. It wasn't all of that, but the message was good. So people loved it. And we were able to use it to have discussions with people how to combat your inferiority complex and things. And we thought, hey, this is a good thing that we can do every year, like talk about some problem. So 5'3" moved from being a representation of inferiority complex to being a representation of weaknesses. So anywhere where you fall short for your life inside, 5'3" is like that thing, that shortcoming is your 5'3". So it's like what do they call that thing? I don't know if it's called soliloquy. No, it's not soliloquy. It's I know the kai, but it's when you take a small part of something to represent
A, a,
a
a,
big.
a bigger picture or something.
Yeah. So I use 5'3" as a representation of all shortcomings. And that's why on the project you hear like different themes and different shortcomings. That was the inspiration.
Okay. Now let's talk about the features. There's people like Justina, Victor Morgan, and then Lydia. Who are these people? I mean, not to make them feel like they're not who, like, I mean, I need to do my research, of course, but you are in the best position to tell me who they are. You understand? As a fast rising artist as yourself, I mean, in the next year or two, we'll be having this conversation in a different way. But for now, why did you go with people that are steady growing as an artist themselves? Why didn't you chase maybe Sako there, you know, Papi KoJo, Joey B to get these people to blow your projects out of proportion? What actually happened with the feature list?
Drew, think about it. You've listened to the project, right?
Yes, yes.
Do you love the project?
By the way, Pentacle Signboard is my favorite because I go Pentacle. So I just
Me to not be my favorite, but I know me for the same reason.
I don't go lie, me there to tell you. But anyways, back to the question: like, what inspired the feature list? What message did you put out there to these people that you have this project and I need you to be on it?
So you've listened to the project and you like it.
Yeah.
If I put Efia on the project, if I switch Efia for Ejebia, would you like it any better?
To be honest, and I'm not being an annoying ass person, sometimes you really get tired of listening to these people and you need fresh ears. I mean, fresh voices to, fill up the ears. So sure, I will pay that.
So if you think about the fact that we can get the same effect, okay, that we want, the same impact, the same vibe, the same this music to pop without going through that stress or that rigor of chasing people. But at the same time, we can get it and put these people out there so that people know that there's a KooKusi, there's a Justina, there's an Ejebia, I don't think that we lose anything. So for me, it was kind of a win-win. I get to show my friends off and prove to people that I don't need mainstream to sound some particular type of way. It will be nice to have these people because then it will do well. People already know them, so it will sell faster. I'll go through less stress. But there's talent everywhere. There's gold in the underground. And for me, I picked these people because apart from the fact that they were not known in everything and that I had access to them, all these people are Sasa people. I was in that group with them. The
Oh,
group
okay.
where I had that inspiration, the group that brought me
Yeah,
back to rap,
yeah.
all these people, every single one of them was in Sasa with me. The producer, the one who produced the songs, I went to high school, my first rap group that I was in high school, he was there. So I have a personal connection with every single one of them. And they connected for each of them, every song that they did, they have a connection to it. Like Ejibia, she battles an imposter syndrome. I don't know about the connection between Justina and Phone Down because she's not really a social media person. Like she's lost on social media. But Lee has a connection with Pentecost signboard like that. So it wasn't like Fefe Kobo. There was purpose.
What's the purpose? I like that. I like that. Perfect. Perfect. Now, do you think, and from most of the compliments that you've heard pertaining to the EP, do you think people actually got the message you put out there in 543, or you feel like that people still struggling to understand the message inside the music?
Can you Drew, could you take the question again? I think the network
Sorry.
glitched a little.
I'm saying, do you think people really got the chance to understand the message that you put in 543, or people are still struggling to understand what 543 is about?
That's a good question. I don't know because I don't live with everyone and I've not spoken to everyone who has listened to the music. But I will say that we've done a damn good job letting people understand. So I like doing my projects this way. I take it from an abstract. I give you the idea like thing. So you'd see me post 5 for 3 every day and you see some video. Like there's this video I made, it's like an action movie, and you'd see different scenes. You hear an Efia Odo voice, you'd hear KoJo Sheldon at a point, things that have happened in Ghana, like the Achimota schoolboy incidents was
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah.
all of that, and then we tell you that 5 for 3 is loading. And your mind is like, what's the connection between all these seemingly different things? Then close to the project date, I released a picture that it was like a dictionary definition of what a 5 for 3 is. So it explains, it's like, okay, but how is that connected to Efia Odo? How is that connected to KoJo Sheldon? How is that connected to like anything at all? Right. And then when the songs come and you listen, you're like, oh, so this is it. For some people who are very inclined and have followed things I've been doing for a long time, they get the story or the connection. But we have done a lot of interviews where I explained the connection between the songs, put a lot of effort into that. And in a week or two, we would run spaces for each, not each song, but like the project can be broken down to 5 major argumentative points. We are taking each one and then discussing them. But we had one space earlier in April when we released, sorry, in February when we released to show people how we created this genius with a bunch of people that nobody knows. So yeah, maybe some people understand. I don't know who doesn't understand, but do you understand it? Let me ask you, since you are an audience as well.
You see, when I listen to the project, I realize it's putting a message about flaws and societal pressures and stuff like that, like you previously said. So I was like, this is not the normal everyday songs that I listen to. And it's taking me time. Like I'm saying, I'm actually going to listen to it again after here because it's taking time. You see, sometimes if it's easy music, you dance to the chorus, you do some Azonto 1 or 2 moves, tell 1 or 2 Snapchat videos and you move. This is not a Snapchat, TikTok, camera pose video type of songs. This is a song you listen to when you're actually seated in one place with the purpose of listening to a great message. You understand? So it is like picking up a dictionary and looking for a word that has a great meaning. So it takes time to actually understand. So far what I've picked up from it is societal pressure and also getting to know who you are. After, if there's anything aside that, then you have to tell me, because so far that's what I've picked from it. You understand? So that's what
Right.
I'm gonna have to listen to it again, pay attention, and maybe put down some notes and things, because what did they give me? My science just have not to give me for SS. Understand? Because this be a whole thesis where you put for their way, and that's what I like about your project, because most of the time, for me personally, if a project is more than 15 songs, even 10, I feel like you're wasting my ears, because there's too much to listen to. You understand? Charlie, already I listen to Makola Moma way they selfish than somebody in there. So if your own can't add, then there be some way. But anyways, I hope that is a message out there, and I'm pretty sure there's more, and I'll still listen and get to know what they are. You are establishing yourself as a rapper. Have you had anybody else in the A-list industry reach out to you for a project, for a collab? Most of the time that's what they do, for a project, collab, feature, anything else?
No.
Okay.
I've had A-listers reach out to me to tell me what you're doing is amazing. Do not stop. Do not switch style. Do not back down. But I haven't heard anyone say, hey, let's do this. Oh, hey, one of them, Papa Versa. So Papa is maybe the only A-lister that I know that has said, yeah, KoJo Cue and I are a little personal. So even before this project came, he knew that I do music, and we've had some music conversation in the past before. So maybe just the two of them and no one else.
I mean, Papa Versa is a great artist. His song "Call You Mine," I think that's the title. Yeah, it's a great song. I love it. I mean, Charlie, you see, we're just hoping the sound we have in our industry now changes, so we can actually sit down and listen to music and not listen to it when we want to do TikTok videos and stuff like that. I don't know. hopefully these things will change. But aside your creating music, aside you being a dope artist, artistic inspiration from other artists. So what are some of the songs on your playlist that you've had so far you're listening to that you think are dope that you want to share with people?
KoJo Cue.
Okay.
Papa Versa.
Okay.
Kofi Kinata.
Great.
Manifest.
Dope.
Pure Akan.
Incredibly dope.
Worlasi.
Hey, Godfather.
Yeah. I'm trying to, let me look at that, because I have a playlist that I've created and I consistently, but these are artists that I consistently listen to. Oh, KoJo Trip. Delis.
Yeah. Delis.
Baba J. Sabla. KoJo Cue. Yeah. FC Rainy.
Speaking of Baba J, look at this. I was actually listening to her.
The screen be blurred already.
Yes.
What we song that?
I was listening to Forever, her Lumamba Street EP.
Oh, Forever 21.
Yeah. No, it's actually Lumamba Street. That was 2020.
Oh no, Loving 21 rather. This just Forever, right?
Yeah, this is Forever.
This project, my favorite song for Top B. The last one.
Tomboy.
I'm a 5'3" G with bad eyesight. Hey,
yo, that song is crazy.
Hey.
That girl is incredible. But
Different.
It's cool. I mean, you have this songs in your place. So I've seen you have an incredible list of artists like Baba J herself. Do you know Baba J personally?
I don't. So these are all people that I saw on social media. There's this guy. Do you know Ryder, Jiggy Ryder, Cheese Wave?
Yeah, I've seen the handle.
So when I put my project out, he reached out to me and was like, yo, like, I've not heard the music yet, but the way people are bopping to it, I'm sure it's dope. I want to help you promote it. Would you allow me to promote? I'm like, yo, bro, like, why are you asking me? Let's go.
Like, you tell me, say, one dash me money, they ask me, say, they need them. Bro, it's
and he did it for absolutely, like, free, like, nothing. Like, what's it going to cost? Man said nothing, right? He's just here for good. So he's the one who made me listen to all these people. I didn't know any of these people. I hadn't heard of them before. I just know the A-listers there. That's why I mentioned them first.
Yes, yeah.
Kofi Kinata, Worlasi, those are people I've been listening to, Pure Can for years. But this gens, like next gen, the Gen Z, the Delis and things, all of them, I found out from Ryder. There are these boys, I don't know if you've heard of them. Have you heard Sound Crazy before?
No,
Uh, Have you Ara the J, Koshiti,
no, I have.
Drew? I will send you songs.
One
See,
track.
ever since I started listening these boys sing, like I've not turned back. I've not heard them do a bad song. And so, like, and when somebody puts me on and I listen and it's dope, immediately I let them know that yo, like this thing you're doing is dope. And I'm not even going like to you because I want you to listen to 5 for 3. I can't care. Like, yes, if you listen to 5 for 3, I like it, but and yeah,
Yeah, of course. I mean, thanks for the promo, but
yeah, like I want you to know that yo, oh yeah, dear, but like if nobody is telling you, I want you to know. I feel like artists don't do that enough.
oh, okay.
Like it's an infinite game. I'm not in competition, but everybody wants to. And I'm learning a lot from these people, like Trip. I'm learning a lot from like listening to his music. So yeah, all these people have become my inspiration. Some of them since, some of them recent.
Okay, I see. Now let's dive into a little game that I want to play with you before we wrap things
Right.
up. Being an artist and listening to the type of music you make, which producer would you want to work with? Which of these classic producers you want to work with? Hammer or JQ?
Hey, I go Hammer in there.
You don't want A1 bread for free. You know be anything. A1 bread, no, you want chop. You know be the beat, my guy. Okay, crazy. Why
JQ be
Hammer?
crazy,
Why Hammer though?
but Hammer, it be kiddie time memories. So
Okay,
like at the grow, my favorite artists to listen to used to record with Hammer. I mean, some of them have JQ songs, but when I hear JQ, I love Castro. Castro has some JQ songs. Like when I hear
yeah,
JQ, the first song that comes to my mind is Toffee, Castro,
yeah, of course.
right?
JQ.
But more of the songs that I like will be rap. You see, Hammer get more rap like vibe, like KooKusi.
Yeah.
So like I've always I really like admire Hammer. So like that be why I go Hammer in demo.
Okay. Now, also being as a double lyricist, I mean, you combine as a double lyricist. Reggie or Brafo? We cannot tell on echo. I'm not getting emergency when I beg you.
Yeah, this one hard.
Yeah.
I dey like Obrafo because of in choice of words. Nanuate. I want to be able to speak like that.
Okay.
I dey like Reggie because of the vibe. Like the way he dey mix the blend with the vibe.
It's a New
It's a
York.
little hard for me.
Yeah.
But if I had to go with one, I may go with Obrafo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another difficult one. J. Cole or Kendrick?
Oh, your mind go do you say hard. He never had for me.
Yeah.
He never had for me. See, I like simple music. Like I told you, I've not always been that rapper, like what Seho kind of thing. I like the simple things in life. I had to join Sasa to understand like all this, like even rap battle. If I dey watch, I know they understand the gun bars, then they drop and things. I'm not deep like that, right? J. Cole, I feel like it's very simple. Kendrick Lamar, I forgot watch breakdown video, bro. like like this the hard parts. But yeah, I know see people listen to my music, they listen to like how I choose my words, and they're like, yeah, this guy he's deep, like he's all that. But
Like
if you listen, you realize
I
that
told you, I forgot sit some 300 for some buwashi somewhere. Make sure say nobody they make noise. Then I go, it's like, what is he saying? Like, where are these coming from? Like, it's the same vibe though. I'm not gonna lie.
bro, but the stories I'm telling are I find them like very simple.
You see, coming
What
from
is
the creator, that's the thing. Coming from the creator is a simple way to understand. The other way around as the listener is a different vibe because I'm not gonna lie, and you know this, it's just like a classroom. This an yeah. He knows who's gonna understand because people that are there to understand this, they find it easy to just 1, 2, 3. You understand what it's just saying. And then there's
right,
group of us who for go see Kwame na, they make Kwame na explain, then Yaya go explain, then Bryce go explain, then Victor go explain before you go understand. You see, it's a gradual process with the brain with everybody. You understand? So I feel like that's the same way I feel with your music. Someone might have listened to it and it's like, oh yeah, that's dope, that's simple. But me, it be so dope and simple if I continue to listen and understand the message in a different way. So maybe Kendrick and Jake will be easy for you, but for some guy, right now, it's still a debate about who. But then again,
Yeah. But for me,
yeah,
I think that essentially I tell stories, and I learned that from Q. So if you listen to the story, you get the full meaning of the story.
yeah,
What you may not understand is those hidden punchlines and things in there. But I write such that, like, if I send the basketball one, give you, you go see. Even if you don't know the basketball players, if you don't know any of them, you will not, the way it sounds, you will not know that it's a basketball player's name that I've mentioned. It will still make perfect sense. So it's an extra, like, icing on the cake for the person who is able to fish those like bars out. And I feel like that's what J. Cole does. So sometimes there's more meaning, but when you listen straight, you get it. Kendrick Lamar, for me, if I did listen, even the simple things, you say he uses a lot of pop culture references
yes.
and things that have happened. And bro, me Matina Ghana, my whole life, I don't know what's good. Like me to Chrome, but I still don't know what's going on here. So it becomes hard for me, and that's why like I'll go with J. Cole. Like,
Okay, Pharrell or Kanye, production only. Production only, Pharrell or Kanye, just production only. Let's say Kanye is on one ear, Pharrell like, yo, cool, let's work on this project.
I feel like I'll go Kanye West.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I see I see the reason why we'll go there, but that'll be another conversation for another day. So anyways, before we wrap things up, it's been an interesting, personally, this has been one of my most enjoyed conversations so far this year. And bro, Charlie, like I'm saying, keep doing your thing. Charlie, Abrochia sitting on there and combining music and family. I mean, I'm very, very glad, not gonna lie, honestly, this is from the heart, that the family is supporting, because I've had friends who had their rap career die so shortly. And I grew up with Medical. We were in the same neighborhood, and he used to rap in my ears a lot. I remember one time vividly, because with you, and this guy won't stop rapping in my ears. And I'm like, bro, just put it on paper. I was like, yo, and he's now everywhere. And we had like 5, 6, 7, 8 of him in the neighborhood. But it was different because there's no family support. But coming from you, being a very smart person, doing that, and bro, and that for me, Kanta. So kudos to that, and I'm always here to support you. You know this for fact. Always 100% down to support. Muse Africa is always here to support you with everything that you do. So before we wrap things up, Makasa maybe I see 7 interview me. But anyways, what is the message out there you want to put to people across Ghana? I mean, for now, you don't know where the fans are coming from. Anybody's just watching, anybody listen. What's the message you want to put out there? What do you want to tell people that diehard fans of KooKusi?
I want to say, pray for me.
Pray for me. Be like, we for for you. Be like,
yeah, it's like I'm glad that they've been able to fall in love with an entirely new name. Like that doesn't happen often. People just like choose to listen to the people that are already doing things, and it's hard to get a new like listenership. It takes a lot for somebody to dedicate their 20 minutes, even though I made it worth it in the process. And I know that people want to hear more. I know that people are concerned about if I can keep this going and if I can sound dope the next time. I am worried too. I also don't know what I'm going to sound like the next time I do something. And I'm taking my time. I know people want to hear more music. They want to hear more features. They want to see me with the A-listers. I will work my way in due time. But for now, if you want to see me be where you want me to be, share my music and pray for me.
all right, share his music, pray for him. Personally, I will do that. I will share the music, I'll pray for you. But the prayers, the more will come from me, because then my prayers be like talking like then get the Jesus
Yeah, me mommy didn't concert nowadays. So
crazy. See this guy, Charlie. Anyway, yo, bro, it's been great talking to you. Go stream 543. It's on all the guitar platforms: Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, anywhere you find yourself. These are BBI. Just go stream it, share with fans, share with the people that that are deep that likes to listen to music. KooKusi is here. Oh, when are you coming back to Ghana?
me too to see kind of swan. Right now, I don't know.
They have a lash out. Cheers, bro. Charlie, it's been great talking to you. Honestly, it's one of my favorite, most enjoyed videos. Charlie, doing this from the heart. So we're always here to support you. Thank you for talking to us, taking time off your busy schedule, and hopefully we get to meet one-on-one and sit down and have a longer and broad conversation another time. So until then, Charlie, it's peace.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Muse Africa.
Of course, bro. Charlie, we'll catch up on the TL as always.
All right, bro. I'll be